Good morning, dear students. So today we are going to deal with our third chapter of 12th class, that is electrochemistry. Electrochemistry, it is very important special branch of chemical science that deals with the interconversion of electrical energy to chemical energy and chemical energy to electrical energy. Okay? So here that is electric energy, I will write, and chemical energy. Okay. So what is happening in electrochemistry? This electrochemistry itself consists of the two words, electro relate to electric and chemistry relate to chemical energy, chemical compounds. So the chemical compounds contain the chemical energy. Then, so there is the interconversion of electric energy to chemical energy and chemical energy to electric energy. These transformations are studied under the head of electrochemistry. Then this electrochemistry are widely used in different industrial processes. For example, extraction of metals, particularly in the purification or refining of metals. Then in the production of sodium hydroxide, chlorine gas, fluorine also. So at so many places it is used. Then we are using a very simple device known as dry cell. Okay, so this dry cell, it is the example of that. It is the best example that deals with the conversion of chemical energy to electric energy, and that electric energy we are used to use in our remote. Then in toys also, that dry cell we are using, because the chemical present in that dry cell, they contain the chemical energy, and by the spontaneous reaction, the electric current is produced, and that is used for the different purposes. Let us see the construction of dry cell. Dry cell consists of a zinc vessel or zinc container. So this is made by zinc metal. So inside it contains a black color rod known as carbon rod or graphite rod. It is carbon rod or graphite rod. Then there is a mixture of chemicals are in the that surrounds this carbon rod or graphite rod. This is the mixture of ammonium chloride plus magnesium dioxide. Here, okay. So these are the different chemicals. They undergo spontaneous reaction, and due to their spontaneous reaction, electric current is generated. That is, electric energy is formed, and that is used for the different purposes. Okay. Now we will discuss about the electrochemical cell. Very important point. Electrochemical cell. So, what is electrochemical cell? Electrochemical cell is a simple device that study the chemical reactions electrically. Electrically, how the chemical reactions are happen in connection with the electric current. Okay. So this electrochemical cell, there are two different types. Okay. One is your galvanic cell. It is also called as voltaic cell. Then the second is electrolytic cell. See, here our very important point is electrochemical cell, because this chapter is divided in different points. For example, electrochemical cell is very important point for this chapter. So electrochemical cell is a simple device that do the study of chemical reactions electrically. Okay, that means there is involvement of chemical reaction and electric current too. So this galvanic cell means Hole type cell. So Galvani and Holta, that is Alexander Holta, these are the two famous scientists. They have done a lot of research work in electrochemistry. So for an honor of these two scientists, the name of this cell given as a galvanic or Hole type cell. Okay, so simple example, that is our, we just seen, that is dry cell. Here the example, this is dry cell. One more, that is Daniel cell. This is the example of galvanic cell, and galvanic cell is the example of electrochemical cell. Okay, so electrochemical cell, there is the interconversion of electric energy, chemical energy. That means they undergo the in the electrochemical cell we have to study the chemical reactions, but in connection with the electric current. The electrolytic cell, for example, here example, the complete cell use in electroplating process, electroplating of metal, okay, or cell use in refining of metal. So these are the two examples of electrolytic cell. So no doubt there are two different types are given for the electrochemical cell. That means they have some difference. Okay. So what is difference? The galvanic cell means Hole type cell. Here the chemical energy of the chemical compounds convert into electrical energy. The chemical compound undergoes spontaneous reactions. Okay, and due to that spontaneous chemical reaction, the energy is released, and that energy is converted into electrical energy. And that electrical energy we are using for the different purposes. Here, the electrolytic cell, the major difference is that to proceed the chemical reaction, which are non-spontaneous, we need some electric current. Okay, that means in electrolytic cell we are using the electric current from outside. Externally we are supplying the electric current. Again, I remember the third example of electrochemical cell. That is the cell used in electrolysis of water. Okay, so electrolysis, here the breakdown in the presence of electric current of water to form the hydrogen gas and oxygen gas. Okay, so here in electrolytic cell we have to perform a chemical reaction, but we have to supply the electric current from outside. But here, due to the chemical reaction itself, the electric current is generated, and that is used for the further chemical reactions. But here, initially we have to supply the electric current for a chemical reaction to happen. So that is a major difference. Okay. Then, to understand this electrochemical cell, we should know some points. We should know some key points. So, which are the key points? The first is electrode. So, what do you mean by electrode? Electrodes, these are nothing but any metallic plate or rod which are deep in a specific conducting material, that is called as electrode. Okay, so I use the word here metallic. Sometimes we are using carbon electrode also, graphite electrode also, because carbon is a non-metal, but graphite is a carbon which is a good conductor of electricity. Okay, but generally we are using the metallic plate, or we can say any material which is in the form of plate or rod which are able to pass the electric current if it is connected to the if it's connected with the conducting solution or ionic material in liquid form. Okay, so that material is called electrode. So these electrodes are of two types. One is anode and another is cathode. If you are talking about the galvanic cell, in galvanic cell anode is negatively charged electron and cathode is positively charged electron. So that is the difference. Okay. Electrodes are of two types. One is anode, another is cathode. Anode is negatively charged electron. Particularly I am talking about a galvanic cell. And it is also called as oxidation. The electrode at which the oxidation takes place. And cathode means a electrode where the reduction is takes place. Oxidation. That means here there is a loss of electron by this anode. Here the gain of electron by this cathode, metallic plate or metallic rod. Okay, so electrodes are of two types, anode and cathode. So this is about the galvanic cell. In galvanic cell, this is also about the galvanic cell. Then very important, that is electrolyte. Electrolyte is also called as a conducting solution or conducting material. Generally, electrolyte, they are ionic compounds. They form the ions, positive and negative ions. So, if the material is in molten state or liquid state and the current is passed through that material, then that material is called as electrolytic or electrolyte. Because we know that only the metallic conductors. For example, this is a copper wire or this is a copper rod, okay, or this is a copper plate. These are three different forms of the metal: wire form, then rod and plate. Okay, and these metallic form, they are the good conductor. We can say it is a metallic conductor or solid conductor. But some material also present in the liquid state and able to pass the electric current through it. Okay, that means they are the electrolytic material or electrolyte. Okay, for example, our water is also the best example of electrolyte. Okay, because it forms the H plus and OH minus ion. Then ZnSO4, then copper sulfate and ZnSO4 form the Zn dipositive and sulfate dinegative. Similarly, copper sulfate form the Cu dipositive plus sulfate dinegative ion. That means this electrolytic material, they form the oppositely charged ions in a solution, and due to the when they are moving from one place to another place, they will carry some electric current. Okay, so they are the good conductor. Okay. Now our main point is that Daniel cell. So no doubt Daniel cell is the famous example of galvanic cell, means voltage cell. Okay, so let us see how it is constructed. So I have this is the one beaker. This is another beaker I have. This is one plate, that is electrode. This is another plate, another electrode. So this is zinc plate. This is ZnSO4 solution. So that we are using the zinc as an anode here. This is a negatively charged electrode, that is anode, you can say. Okay, and this will be positively charged electrode, and this is cathode. So who will be cathode here? We are studying the Daniell cell. Daniell cell is a combination of zinc rod in or zinc plate in zinc sulfate solution, copper plate in copper sulfate solution. This is the serious sulfate solution. We know that the copper sulfate solution itself has a blue color and the zinc sulfate has a colorless solution. Okay, it don't have. That means it's whitish in nature. Okay, so our Daniell cell is ready now. Okay, again one thing is required. So to connect this one electrolytic solution and another electrolytic solution, we are using a U-shaped tube. That U-shaped tube is called as salt bridge. And in salt bridge, it is a mixture of potassium chloride solution and agar-agar gel. Okay. Then what is the use of this salt bridge? Salt bridge maintain the electrical contact in between this one. This is one half part of the cell. This is another half part. Okay. Then it also maintain the neutrality and allow the only ions to pass. Here the cotton wool is there, okay, and here the mixture of agar-agar gel and KCl. Okay, so that means, as you know that the meaning of bridge that connect two ends of a river. Okay, so that means salt bridge. Which salt is present? That is KCl, potassium chloride, we can say. Okay, the salt bridge is a U-shaped tube that connect the two different half cells. This is one half cell, this is another half cell. It is called an oxidation half cell. This is oxidation half. This figure, this figure is called a Daniell cell. So Daniell cell consists of two parts, zinc rod in zinc sulfate, copper rod or copper plate in copper sulfate. They join together by a salt bridge. Okay. Here we can join, we can insert in an electrical circuit, maybe ammeter, okay, or maybe voltmeter, just to measure the electric current is passing or to see whether the electric current is generating or not through the chemical reaction. Okay, so this is the example of Daniell cell. That means this is the example of galvanic cell. That means here electric current here we are not supplied. We are not used. So this is symbol of battery. Okay, we are not used any battery here. Okay, that means the electric current itself generated in the spontaneous reaction between this half cell and this half cell. Okay, so this is the complete construction of Daniell cell. Don't forget, anode means negative charge. Where the oxidation? How the oxidation takes place? See, this electrode. From this electrode, the zinc will try to go in solution in the form of zinc. So this zinc, okay, I will write the different reaction takes place at different electrode. So one that is at anode. What type of chemical reaction takes place? So this anode is made up of zinc. So zinc form the Zn dipositive. So this Zn dipositive ions from this zinc plate try to go in a zinc sulfate solution. Okay, and that means again it forms the two electrons. Okay, each atom of zinc. So that it is this zinc rod or zinc plate at a source of electron. That means here which process takes place? Oxidation process takes place. Okay. Similarly, at cathode, what happens in cathode? Cathode, here the copper ions from this copper sulfate and from this also, they will receive the electron. So the electrons that are formed by the zinc will go through from anode to cathode. and opposite to that electric current generated, then electric current is moving from cathode to anode. So there is opposite flow for electron and current. Current flow from cathode to anode in Daniel cell, and electrons go from anode to cathode. Okay, so at cathode what happens? This copper, okay, ion will take this 2 electron, gain the 2 electron, and we get elemental copper, so solid copper. So the gain of electron by this copper ion, that is called as reduction process. Okay, so for the net cell reaction, so that means combination of oxidation and reduction, that is the redox reaction we can say. Okay, redox reaction. So we will minus this 2 electron and 2 electron. So from to the left hand side, what is there? Zinc plus Cu dipositive, then zinc dipositive plus Cu. That means we can write the state also, no problem. So here zinc is in solid state. This is in aqueous form because the copper ion present in the solution. Here the zinc also present in the aqueous, zinc ion also present in the aqueous form. So we can write also, and if you are not writing, then no problem. So but try to write their states, physical state. So this is the complete net cell reaction for the redox reaction that takes place in between this oxidation half cell and reduction half cell. Okay, so this is the complete information about the construction of Daniel cell and what type of reaction takes place. Then we will write how to represent a cell. Very important point. Representation of Daniel cell or any galvanic cell. Daniel cell or any galvanic cell. Okay. So we can consider different types of galvanic cell by changing the electrode and their salt solution. Here also electrode and salt solution. Okay.